there, and welcome to the Animag podcast.
Hey, and welcome back to Animag, the #1 podcast for anime on the planet, baby. I'm your host, Asylum, sitting here with...
Domicus!
Good God, man! Holy shit. And we are back to reviewing Orange, baby. This is episode 11. We are getting close, buddy.
More episodes!
We're getting very close, and I'm super excited about this. Mostly because I want to see some fucking shit pop off on the show.
We need more Hagida. I really enjoyed Hagida this episode.
Yeah, at this point, we need a lot more Hagida. We need no more Kakeru, because I'm going to say it right off the gate. Episode 11 kind of made me hate Kakeru. We'll get into that. And now I don't think that Suwa is a bad guy anymore. Remember how we thought he might have been turning evil? I don't think so. I really don't think so. So, like, this episode gets a little crazy before the intro. There's a good bit that happens. Right before intro roll, they're looking at pictures from the rally race, and the girls are saying how they love this one and they love that one, and then Hagida's like, I don't love any of them.
And then he sees a picture of his mom and dad.
Azu's like, you sure you don't like this one? And he's like, Mom! Naho's like, oh, I'll take this one. It's a picture of Kakeru, of course. And then he's taking a picture of Naho. They're all kind of chummy in this episode. She gets all embarrassed and she's like, oh no, don't take that one. You know what this motherfucker's going to do with that picture a little later on. Dirty dog. And then we see Azu ask about the prize between Kakeru and Naho. Remember, she had to kiss him if they won the race. Yes. And here's the thing is, like, they kind of get embarrassed and don't say much about it. The whole group thinks that Naho was the one that kissed Kakeru, but we know the truth. Kakeru was the one that kissed her. And then Kakeru answers that question with, well, who cares anyways? And then we see Azu and Takako kind of get all flushed in the face, and they're like, oh, you know, because they want the deets. And then we hear Hagida say, no fair, I haven't gotten my reward yet.
She forgets the bread.
Yeah, she forgot his prize.
They start talking about the second one, and then they're like, ooh, you almost went into a date. And then he starts yelling, it wasn't like I was trying. But you know damn well he was trying.
He was 110% trying, dude.
He drank that Alti.
That's why you drink Alti, baby. Use code Animag at checkout on altisubs.com for 10% off your entire purchase. Maybe you too could even win a rally race and get bread and a date. And Kakeru actually ends up thanking everyone for the message that they passed down during the race. And here's the thing that I caught. He questioned the fact that Naho was like, we'll still be friends even 10 years from now. He questioned that. Is he starting to notice something strange about the group and them talking about the future so much? Because Azu goes, oh, you'll understand that one day.
Maybe?
I think he might be starting to slowly catch on. I don't know, man.
If somebody would have told me that, I would have been like, what the fuck are you talking about? 10 years from
10
now?
years from now. And then, for a lack of better words, Suwa tells Kakeru to stop being a little bitch. And he shows Kakeru a picture of himself. And he's like, look, you smiled like this when you were younger. And he's talking about the little picture of when Kakeru won his race in kindergarten. And he's like, there's no need to always be sad. Boom, intro roll. He's trying to be a good friend. He's trying to tell this dude that, like, first of all, we're tired of seeing your depressed ass moping around school all day. Snap out of it, bang Naho, and move on with your life. Official Animag advice.
No,
I have real official Animag advice later for this episode, guys. Get excited.
Okay.
All right.
After the intro, we
get a big flash forward in this episode.
We got finally see the future selves once again.
Mm-hmm. They're in a car.
How many episodes was it that they didn't show them?
Oh, it's like been a while. It's been 3, maybe 4, 3 or 4. It's been a good bit that we hadn't seen their future selves.
I forgot about the transitions to the future and the present.
Honestly, because they're fucking pointless. Like, the more it goes, the more I realize you told me this show had no filler. This whole entire show is basically filler.
Whoa.
I'm telling you, dude.
They're just trying to save your boy.
So, we're in the flash forward, and they're all riding in the fucking car, and Sue was holding a picture of Kakeru from when he was younger. Remember, they had like left Kakeru's grandma's house because they had went to visit his like his urn or whatever his grandma had, because he's dead in the future. And I guess he got a picture, the kindergarten picture of Kakeru when he was younger and just won the race. He winds up saying that he feels guilty for stealing Kakeru's future, and like, what does he talk for stealing Naho is what he said. Like, what? And also in the car, why the fuck were they talking about Naho like she wasn't in the car? They're literally talking about this girl and she's in the back seat.
They must have forgot about her.
They must have, because they're like, I wonder if Kakeru ever found out how Naho really felt about him, instead of just turning around and including her in the conversation. And then Hagida says if he had known that Kakeru was gonna die, he would have been on his side, no questions asked. And Suwa looks at him and goes, what the hell, man?
That's a knife to the back.
Like, holy shit, dude. And Suwa says that he was the only one that knew how Naho and Kakeru both felt about each other, but he never mentioned it or acknowledged it, obviously because he also liked Naho and he wanted to be with her. Remember, this is all in the future, so Suwa and Naho ended up together and they had a baby together. So kind of right here, he says basically in an easier way to understand it, he goes, I knew they liked each other, but I wanted her for myself, so I didn't say shit. Damn, bro.
Damn.
He kind of like thinks about the future, where if Kakeru was alive, maybe him and Naho would have gotten married instead. And then Naho says no, because he's saying this out loud. Naho's like, no, even if Kakeru was alive, I would have still married you, Suwa. But this is all in the future, so it's in a whole nother universe.
We know that's a damn lie.
Yeah, exactly. We know that's a fucking lie, bro.
She didn't want to do like Hagida did to him.
I don't know what you're talking about.
When Hagida said he had Kakeru's back if
Oh, how he would have been on Kakeru's side?
Yeah.
And then, like, Hagida's trying to figure out exactly when Suwa had actually axed Naho out in that particular timeline. And he almost crashes the fucking car. And then Azu's screaming at him. She's like, drive and talk, Hagida. This dude almost kills everyone trying to figure it out. And then that's the end of our flash forward. It doesn't seem that long when we talk about it, but honestly, it was a major flash forward.
Yeah.
I want to say by the time we got out of it, it was probably like 8 or 9 minutes into the episode.
Yeah, because like the introduction was like 2 minutes long, I want to say.
Yes, it was a good bit before intro roll on this episode too. So you had that major part, and then right after intro roll, a major flash forward. So kind of interesting. So we cut back to present day, and apparently it's almost Christmas time, because Azu was talking about, you know, she was asking everyone what they were doing for Christmas Eve. And they're all like talking, making plans. They're kind of planning to go spend some time at this shrine together as a group. And Suwa says he can't go and that he has something to do. And Azu actually ends up seeming a little surprised by this. She's like, what? But there's a reason why Suwa's not going to want to go. It's because he knows that that was when he axed Naho out in the future, because his letter kind of said it. So he's trying to... I don't know how to say it. He's trying to like take matters into his own hands, because it's not Christmas Eve, because they were going to stay from Christmas Eve to New Year's Eve, and New Year's Eve was apparently when he axed her out or told her his true feelings in the future. So whatever, Kakeru invites Naho to go get some food after this discussion, and like before she can even say yes, he just grabs her arm and starts pulling her away, and he's like, come on,
give me a bitch.
and then wham, Takako hits Suwa in the head with her bag, smacks the shit out of him. And then it's Suwa, Azu, and Takako and Hagida talking. And Takako says that Suwa is lying about having plans on New Year's Eve, which is true, he is lying. Her letter said that Suwa went to the shrine that night, but you know, obviously Suwa's trying to change that outcome of the future. But Takako right here, she tells Suwa to go there, go to the shrine on New Year's Eve, and tell Naho how he really feels that night. Like, what? I thought you guys are trying to get fucking Naho and Kakeru together. Why would you want Suwa to go and profess his love to her? See what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I think Suwa does bring up a good point. Like, he just doesn't want to change the future. Or like,
no, I'm on Suwa's side for this. He shouldn't go and profess his love. I don't understand why Takako was telling him to go and tell her how he really felt. Like, her letter is the same as everyone else's. It's trying to get Kakeru and Naho together so they can save Kakeru's life. Mm-hmm. You don't think that that's some fuck ass shit, that in the midst of that she's telling Suwa, who she already knows likes Naho, to go and straight up tell her that he loves her? Because they all know there's going to be this big fight that night between Kakeru and Naho. This is what their letters said. And then Suwa goes and comforts her, and then that's when he says, like, I really love you, blah blah blah. So Takako knows that, but she's still like, yeah, go and do that. Suwa's like, fuck no, I'm not doing that. Why? Because he's not evil, everybody. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Takako's letter says that Suwa's confession to Naho about his true feelings probably led to them getting married in the future. So now Suwa's really fucking thinking about this, and he's really kind of gung-ho for not doing it. See, my thing is that I think Suwa seems to really understand the whole parallel universe shit more than Takako.
Yes, because I think he brought up like what the professor said about the
He did.
parallel worlds, and
Yep.
I actually love how he did that.
He gets it. He knows that no matter what, the world of their selves, like the current world, will stay the same. He knows that there's a whole nother universe where he married Naho. Maybe he's just content with that, and he knows that in this world it has to be Kakeru if they want to keep his ass alive.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll say that by the end of the episode, fuck Kakeru. I hope Suwa ends up with Naho.
Damn.
And like this next part's kind of interesting too. We see Suwa sitting in his room looking at some pictures, right? Now this is in present time.
That was weird.
This is really weird. I think you caught it too based off of what you just said. So he's looking at some pictures in present time, the current universe. But there's a picture of him, Naho, and their child. Did his future self also send a picture back with his letter?
I think so, but like, think of it. Like, what if his mom would be cleaning his room and sees all that?
I didn't think about that.
What the fuck?
I did not think about that. That would have been weird. Whoa. That part kind of confused me because he's looking at the pictures. I'm like, oh, he's probably looking at, the rally race pictures or whatever. Boom, it's a fucking picture of him, Naho, and their child from a whole nother parallel universe.
And then puts it down on the desk and then...
I hope they explain that maybe. Did they explain it in the manga?
About how they got the letters?
About, like, the picture. Did they mention anything about Suwa getting a picture from his future self?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
with his...
With his letter?
With his letters, yeah.
See, they didn't say that in the fucking show. And then I'm just sitting there baffled. I'm like, what?
Me, I was just confused. I was like thinking of things like, oh, what if his mom and dad walks in and be like, is my boy an actor?
I did not think about that.
Or what the fuck? Wait, is that Naho?
My God, dude. So, I mean, he's staring at this picture. We know he's thinking about that. He's obviously thinking about the parallel universe where they are married and have a kid. But he's probably also thinking about current universe timelines where, should he tell Naho how he really feels, or maybe he shouldn't? So we get to, Christmas Eve, that area, and Kakeru's grandma winds up getting sick. So him and Naho wound up not getting to see each other at all for Christmas Eve. And in the future, apparently Naho never got a chance to apologize for their fight that they're going to have on New Year's because he passed away before she got the chance. This is what they have, like a small flashback here, or like an internal monologue for Naho. And we learn that. We see Azu and Hagida kind of standing outside waiting for Naho, and Takako's there. And Takako says, oh, she says this to Azu and Hagida. She goes, oh, are y'all on a date? And Hagida's like, no, we just ran into each other.
That's a lie. They were on a date.
100% they were on a date, bro. Just do it.
Hagida lies whenever he yells, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So this is at the New Year's festival, where we are, kind of timeline wise for this episode. And we learn that the fight that Naho and Kakeru are going to have is over, honestly, kind of some dumb shit. It's because Kakeru's too soft. Basically, Kakeru said if his grandma dies, he would be alone. And Naho says, no, you wouldn't be alone. Let's just forget about all of your troubles for now and have a good time at this New Year's festival. And apparently this is like pisses this dude off. What a pussy, dude. This dude is honestly like, I think he's got bipolar issues, first of all, and he just looks for any fucking reason to get mad. And then they get like at the New Year's event, Naho's walking on eggshells. She's being careful to not say anything to upset Kakeru, and her letter said that even if she does upset him, which she probably will, to apologize for it right away.
Yeah.
Don't let it breathe. Just tell this motherfucker you're sorry. And then also we see, while the whole gang is out at this festival, we see Suwa sitting at his desk at home reading his letter, kind of just, thinking about stuff. I like that. I like that they didn't just exclude him until the end to bring him back in. They kind of they pitter-pattered it, like, so the group's at the festival, but he's still at home, and he's at home thinking about what he needs to do, because he doesn't want to, but then Takako kind of pushed him to do it, so we'll see what happens.
To be honest, when they showed that, I was like, oh, yeah.
He's
gonna go. He's gonna go for sure.
If he's thinking that hard about it, his ass is gonna go. And Takako is actually worried that Suwa will just stay home and not show up. She says this. But like I said earlier, I don't think she understands the parallel universe thing as well as Suwa does.
Yeah.
And then Naho and Kakeru go off to get everyone warm drinks because it's snowing. It's New Year's. It's cold. Apparently, this is where the incident happens. that upset Kakeru. They start talking and leading up to it, and Kakeru apologizes for flaking on Christmas Eve, and he says that it was because his grandma got sick. And it kind of, at first, it seems like Naho almost avoided the argument, right?
Yeah.
But then Kakeru asked if it would be okay if he went home early, because now that they've talked about his grandma, he's worried and he wants to go home and check in on her. Naho's like, no, how about you just stay a little longer? And that she says this. She's like, your grandma, I promise, will be fine. And this motherfucker blows up. And he's like, how can you promise that? This dude is fucking bipolar.
Like, I could understand that because Naho and them got future letters saying that, oh, they go visit his grandma, so she's gonna make it out alive. But Kakeru doesn't know that. He doesn't want to make the same mistake as he did with his mom. That's why he wanted to leave early.
I understand that, but his mom was mentally ill, right? That's something that's unpredictable. His grandma just came down with like a fucking cold or something. You can look at that and judge it and say, yeah, my grandma will probably be okay. You know what I'm saying? If you're like, oh, falling in love with this girl, maybe think in your head, like, what's an extra 20 minutes and then I leave and go home and see about my grandma? You know what I'm saying? I feel like he got unnecessarily mad about this. I see your point of it because, like, technically this kind of happened already. He ditched his mom for the same group of people that want him to ditch his grandma. So he is probably afraid that his grandma's going to pass and he'll be alone. But I don't think a mental illness and like a sickness, like a cold or something, like you really can't judge that on the same boat.
Like, stay for 20 minutes and Kakeru should have been like, hey, how about instead of just me going to see my grandma, why don't I take you?
Yeah, we go together.
We go together.
She wasn't asking this dude to fucking stay for an extra 6 hours and then go home and fuck her brains out. She was asking for, you know, an extra 10 or 20 minutes. This dude, he blows up and he's like, sorry, I'm going home. And he's starting to walk off and Naho grabs his arm and he swats it away again. It's the second fucking time this dude swats her hand. And he says, please don't. I just can't talk anymore. And he tells her to stay away. He goes, stay away. It'll be easier. What the fuck? Red flag, sister. Here's the part of the show where I give all you cool boys and girls a little official Animag advice. Anytime that you are invested or getting invested into someone and they are portraying red flags like this, dip. Dip on the first red flag that you see, whether it makes you uncomfortable or whether it's something that you say, I could probably live with this. If it's a red flag, dip.
Yes,
this dude,
I can agree.
This dude has portrayed so many red flags to Naho throughout this show, and I understand they have a mission to do. They're trying to save his fucking life, and he doesn't know that. But at the same goddamn time, would it be so rude for her to just look at him and say, you know what, Kakeru, go jump in front of a bus?
Somebody almost got hit by a vehicle this episode.
Did they?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it's Suwa.
Yeah.
I have it in my notes. And she gets all teary-eyed after he swats her fucking hand. And she does say sorry, but she doesn't say it loud enough. She says it really low and she has her hand over her mouth. She's like, sorry. Here's the thing I noticed. She has failed the letter yet again. This chick, I would not put my life in Naho's hands.
I would put my life on Hagida's.
Oh, I would trust Hagida, dude. Hagida, I want a spin-off show of just this dude. And here's the thing. He doesn't ever have a whole bunch of lines. It's always just like little one-hitters and shit, but they are always so funny. After this big fucking meltdown with Kakeru, we see Takako, and she called Suwa, and she's asking him what he's doing. And behind her, we see Azu and Hagida, and they're either freezing to death, or they were like scared, because they were kind of green, and they were shaking.
Yeah, it was cold.
They were cold. I didn't know if they were like panicking because she had called Suwa. I assumed they were just cold, but I wanted to ask that because I wasn't sure.
Because like Kakeru and Naho was supposed to go get drinks for them to go on.
Oh, right. They never got the drinks.
Yeah.
I'm just realizing that now. And Suwa says he's just busy and he's watching TV, but he's walking, right? And then Hagida and then Azu.
This is what I like about Hagida. I think the reason why Hagida took the phone away from Takako is to get Suwa to go.
Yeah, I feel like Hagida convinced him, or he was going to do a better job at convincing Suwa, because Suwa was already on the way when they called him. Spoiler alert. And, because both Azu and Hagida kind of pepped up Suwa to try and get him to come over to the New Year's Eve festival. And Hagida says, I don't think that it's smart to alter the future, because even though that we're altering this future for ourselves in this timeline, it winds up changing it for someone else. It's just not fair. And I understand what he's saying. It's like the letter says that in that future, in that other universe, that the red team won the rally race, but now they have altered it in that current universe because they won. So the
blue team.
Yeah, the blue. God damn it, I fucked that up. Hagedai goes on this fucking whole rant about it, saying how like the blue team won in the other universe and now the red team has won in their universe, and he just doesn't think that it's smart to be messing with it that much. But as Suwa and Azu are talking, she hears a horn, like a car horn honk, and she's like, "Where are you?" And he just says, "Later," and hangs up.
And they already know.
Oh yeah, it's 100% obvious that Suwa's on his way to the festival. And we see him just walk right up to Naho. Like, I guess she was maybe leaving the festival and he was entering the festival. It's kind of like on a sidewalk or some shit. And she's crying. He asks if she will be okay. Well, she says she's sad because she hurt Kakeru. And maybe she is, but also I think she's a little sad because fucking Kakeru's just a dickhead. Especially in this episode. And, you know, Suwa grabs her and he comforts her. And he basically says that he's going to always be there for both her and Kakeru. And he encourages her to go get him and bring him back. Not the kind of comforting that I thought he was going to do. I really thought he was going to say like, you know, fuck Kakeru, I love you, you know, because that was the thing. He's supposed to go to the festival, and when she was sad, he's supposed to confess his love for her. And Suwa does mention, he goes, Takako is going to be pissed at me because he didn't comfort Naho the way that the letter expected him to comfort her. He's still being good guy Suwa, and he's still rooting for Kakeru.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of interested to see if that's going to have any kind of, like a bigger outcome later.
Maybe.
We only have 2 episodes left, so it would have to be soon, but I'm kind of interested to see if that's going to change anything. And then Naho runs off to try to catch up with Kakeru, and she's running, and she gets her phone out. She's like, all right. She calls Kakeru, right? He pulls his phone out, and he looks, and he sees that it's Naho. Motherfucker smashes his phone on the ground. He could have just fucking hit ignore.
Exactly.
What?
Now that's going to be coming out of Grandma's pocket right there.
Red flag, sister. Well, I mean, she doesn't know he smashed his phone, but dude, fucking anger issues. You don't smash your phone and lose all the best nudies you've ever taken in your life because you're mad at someone.
You know damn well Kakeru does not have that.
Oh God, no. Literally, he smashes his phone. We get a scene of the clock striking midnight, and she gets no answer, and then boom, credit roll. What an episode.
The ending actually changed. It was
I didn't watch it.
Selves.
Oh, was it? I didn't even watch it. I have not been watching as soon as credits start rolling, I'm exiting out. I'm done.
Like, I give it a good 10 seconds to see the change, because like it changed like halfway. And then this episode, it was like the future selves around a tree. Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't even notice. I always like, off the first episode, I'll watch the whole outro to see what the song is and to see if there's gonna have like any extra footage, you know, after the credit rolls. Because some shows do that, but Orange is not one of those shows. So that's the episode. I don't know, man. I'm a little torn about what I want to give it.
I really enjoyed this episode. And like, us talking about it, I did give it a 7 at the beginning, but I think I'm gonna bump it up to 8.
10-8?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna give it a 7.
A 7?
Yeah. It's a good episode.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, the stuff with Suwa is kind of interesting.
Yeah, but it was just the whole Kakeru scene, right?
I mean, it's nothing ruined the episode for me. I thought it had a lot of good stuff, but we are literally, after this one, we are 2 episodes away from finale. Or technically 1 episode stands in between us and the finale episode. And it's like, I don't feel like there's enough. In my brain, the last 2 episodes have to be so absolutely jam-packed that it's just going to be too much to fucking comprehend. And maybe they'll do it right. Here's the thing. Maybe they will do it right and blow my mind, but just judging off of what I've seen so far from the show already, I doubt it. I'm a little worried. This episode was great. It leaves me a lot to think about with the whole Suwa not actually confessing his love when he comforted Naho. Maybe that's going to change some shit. This is what I was hoping for. I was hoping for Suwa to show up, confesses his love while she's crying, and that alters their current future that they're going to get to in a couple of episodes, and we see them successfully save Kakeru's bitch ass. We don't want to see him die. And then Suwa and Naho end up together because remember in the parallel universe future, she said, even if Kakeru was alive, I'd still marry you, Suwa. I would love to have seen that come back around into the present day future, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's what happens.
Kakeru finds out that they're gonna get married on the wedding day. Is there any objection?
Here's the thing.
Please speak now.
Kakeru won't even find out if they get married. He smashed his fucking phone. Can't check Facebook.
Damn. On MySpace.
Or MySpace. So that was pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen.
You're going for Suwa and Naho. I'm going for Hagida and
Hagida and Azu.
Yeah. Instead of them getting a relationship, it's Hagida. And
I think everyone watching this show, honestly, is going for Hagida and Azu. Everyone has to want that to happen.
Yes.
It's interesting and it's funny and they're both good for each other. So why not?
Why not?
So that was it, pretty much. Episode 11. Not bad. 2 episodes left. I'm excited to see where this is going to go. Leave a comment down below. Also, thank you for listening to this show. I realize we've done a few episodes of Orange at this point and haven't gotten a chance to say thank you. No matter where you're listening to this podcast from, we got it kind of all over, to be honest, but it's always appreciated no matter how you're taking it in.
Yes. Thank you.
Remember,
thank you all.
Click the link down below to drink some more. Use code Animag at ultisubs.com. And, you can also click the link down below too and get some dubby if you want. I will say, if you're looking for a good flavor from Ulti, and old Thomicus can agree, Blue Raz.
Yes.
I think it's the best Blue Raz I've tasted in the game.
Yes, I can agree.
It's very, very refreshing. I think the only other one that can compete with it would be Gamersup's Blue Raz, but we don't have a sponsorship with Gamersup, so they can go fuck themselves. It's Ulti all the way, baby.
It's Ulti all the way.
So thank you guys for listening. Hope to see you tune in next week for our second to last episode, guys. Be safe out there. We love you. And so long, everybody.
Sayonara.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to visit our website at www.animag.org. See you next time.